Okay, so let's just quickly talk about functions. We've done functions in grade 10 and grade 11, a graph. Okay? But now when you think of a function, when you think of a graph, let's say we take a straight line. Okay, there's your x-axis, there's your y-axis, and let's look at the straight line. Okay? We know that the straight line, for every x value, let's say we take the x value over there, you can go up and you can get a y value. So you get a coordinate there. Okay, so let's say for instance that one is 2 and this one is 2. It's a coordinate. Okay, so for every, as you can see, for a straight line, for every x value, there's one y value. For every one x value, there's one y value. Like if I go here and I go down, for this x value, there's only one y value. Okay, you don't get two x, you can't have like this x value here. Let's say this one is at -4 and this one is whatever, it doesn't matter. There's only, for this x value, there's only one y value. For that x value, there's only one y value, which means we call this kind of function a one-to-one function. Okay, 1 to 1. 1 to 1. Okay, because for an x value, there's one y value. Okay, then if you think of a parabola, let's say we get a parabola that looks like this. Okay, with your y-axis, with your x-axis, and so on. Now, if I take now, for instance, the y value over there. Okay, let's say I take this one. Let's say this y value is -2. Okay, now that x value will give you a y value of -2. If I substitute the x value there, I get a y value of -2. But if I substitute the x value over there, I also get a y value of -2. So I have two different x values that gives you the same y value. Okay, we can take it even wider. Let's say we go over here. Okay, and I take the x value over there. When I substitute this x value, I get the y value out. Let's say it's +2 this time. So when I put the x value in, I get the y value of 2. But when I put this x value in, I get the same y value out. So I've got two different x values. You see, you got two different x values that gives you the same y value. So we call this a many-to-one. Many-to-one. Many x values gives you the same y value. Okay, it's still a function. So a one-to-one is a function, a many-to-one is a function. Okay, but if I do this, if I do a parabola like this, now if I put in one x value, I get two different y values. Let's say I put in the x value over there. Now I get a y value over there, and I get a y value over there. So for one x value, when I substitute, I get more than one y value now. So this one is called a one-to-many. So that one is a one-to-one. This one is called a many-to-one. And these two are called functions. And now this one is called a one-to-many. And so this one is not a function. Not a function. Okay, so we're going to look a bit in this chapter at when is something a function and what makes it a function, and when is it not a function. And when you've got a one-to-many, one x value, many y values, you can say it's not a function. So we also talk about you can use a ruler test, a vertical line test. If you put the ruler down vertically and it cuts the graph once, then it is a function. If I put it down vertically, it cuts the graph once, then it is a function, a vertical line test. Here, if I put the ruler down, it cuts the graph twice, so it can't be a function. Okay.